Hey, what's up? It's your friendly neighborhood professional photographer, Kareem Black, and we have a fun one today. You know, for change. It is John Turturro. You'll know him from Do the Right Thing, from Transformers. I don't know why Transformers was second on that list. He was in The Big Lebowski. He's been in a million things, a million Spike Lee movies, and let's jump right into it. I've got an interesting story about this guy. All right, so here we go. The man himself, the myth, the legend, Jonathan Turturro. John Turturro. So I shot this in 2018 for Empire Magazine, which is a British publication, and they call me every now and then when they have like a New York celebrity or something interesting to shoot in New York. And the premise of the shoot was it was the 20-year anniversary, I believe, of The Big Lebowski. And apparently he's got a bowling scene in it, or it's about bowling. I have a confession to make. I've never seen The Big Lebowski. And it's one of those movies. You guys ever do this? It's like one of those movies I get asked if I've seen it a lot, and a lot of my friends like reference it, and always just be like, yeah, I'll totally lie to my friends about it. And I have for years. I've never seen The Big Lebowski. So the premise was it's 20-year anniversary of The Big Lebowski. We're going to shoot him in a bowling alley because apparently he has some really incredible bowling scenes in the film. And full disclosure, I was not really hot on the idea of photographing him bowling. And, you know, at the end of the lanes, they had like scenes from The Big Lebowski playing. And the idea itself, which came from the magazine, I mean, it was fine. But I was interested in I wanted to see if we could do something else. So in those situations, you know, I try to cover off on what the magazine wants. But then, like, hey, like, we're in a bowling alley. Let's see if we can do something interesting. This shot is obviously in the rental shoe, I guess, case, and you know, I go up to him, I'm like, hey, like, you know, I want to see if we could do a little bit more with this shoot. Let's see if we could do something strange, and he was totally down. This was one of those shoots where it was sort of like, you know, photo shoots are sort of like blind dates. You know, you don't know the person that you're going to shoot generally, and you usually only have about 15 minutes. So for this, I had to do 4 setups, and I had about an hour with him, which is really, really good. And fortunately for me, he was really sort of accommodating and into, you know, I mean, this is a weird photo, you know. So I've been going through this John Turturro shoot, and just looking at it with new eyes, and you know, my first time going through this shoot, I didn't even highlight this photo. I didn't make this photo one of my selects, but sometimes when you go back to shoots, you kind of like see things that you haven't seen before. So just for the bizarreness of this photo, I want to see what we can do with it. So I think I did this particular technique that I'm about to do on another photo. Now you see this picture right here. This was made in Midjourney. I think the prompts were something like, you know, chess set at sunset. Chess set at sunset. That's cool. You know, all the pieces going to battle, like, you know, chess piece battlefield kind of thing. And Midjourney came up with this, which I think is really cool. And the way that this relates to our John Turturro image is, I've said it before, Midjourney is really good at sunsets and also making the colors, the colors in each photo sort of make sense, you know. Midjourney is very, I want to say visual, but their aesthetic is very easy to look at. The pictures are very beautiful that it makes. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, I don't want to say cannibalize, but I'm going to take this photo of the chess set. I'm just going to put it as a layer right on my John Turturro photo. And I'm going to kind of I'm going to make it as big as our John Turturro photo. Let's do that. And what I'm doing is I love the colors of these chess pieces. I love the colors of the sunset. And I like the shapes that will be made when I blur the fuck out of this chess photo. I'm going to go to my Gaussian blur. And let's just do that. We are cannibalizing this photo for its color and shape. So let's do that. The reason that I do it this way, actually, let's go back a step. People are going to yell at me because I haven't done my frequency separation. Always, always, always the first thing that you do on your image layer is your frequency separation. Boom. Okay. Where's my... Oh. Sorry, I did that on my chat. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, I did that on all open images, and then I thought that I did it on just the chess piece layer. So I have my frequency separation. I've got my chess piece layer up here, and I'm going to just see if I can make it make sense over this. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. That soft light looks like about where we are trying to be, I think. Let's try our hard light. Let's try our hard light and then lower the opacity. Kind of. Let's try our soft light again. And we're just blending these two layers. And I find that when you're not just doing a flat color, like I could have just done an orange sort of color and then blended it over this over our John Turturro image, but I feel like you're not going to get the variety of tonality and shape that you do when you're blending with an actual image or an actual pattern. Obviously, you don't want the pattern to be sort of too recognizable, or too repeating, but I'm going to try this sort of blend mode just for now. Remember what we do always and forever. We start with our brightness contrast. Why? Because it's is a global mode, It's not, we're not going in with our scalpel yet. We're going in with a fire hose. That doesn't even make sense. That's not it's not a good metaphor. I'm mixing two metaphors, but you guys know what I'm saying. I am just going to use our tools in a sequence where it's the first one's the most global of tools, and then we kind of, we get down to our layers and our sort of selective color, and then we do, little bits and pieces of the image. And I think that we're in a not bad place here. Now, what I really, really want to do, I'm going to make a double of the skin layer because we're going to be working on it. What I really want to do is I want to make our background a little bit brighter. I'm going to go into our select, and I'm going to go into our subject select, and it's just going to cut out, hopefully, let's see. This always fascinates me. Okay, cool. So it's basically got John, his hand, and his shoe. It's not perfect because it is giving me... Hold on, I'm gonna just straighten this out for us a little bit. I'm gonna deselect this just a little bit, this little shoe here. That should be in the background. I'm gonna reselect John's finger here. There we are. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we're getting it close. And I'm reselecting John's leg here. Now, this is basically John and his shoe, right? I'm going to select inverse. And I'm just going to do a little bit of... I'm going to bring those shoes up in the background. Just a little. I just want to even it out, you know? So shooting John was super cool. Like I said, shooting a celebrity is often like a blind date. I wasn't too familiar with, I mean, not intimately familiar with his discography. I had heard of all the movies that he's been in, but I had only seen a few, and one of the few was Transformers, and I wasn't going to talk to him about Transformers. But I remember, he's from Brooklyn. I'm from Philly. And, you know, if anybody in the comments has been to both, let me know if you're like me. And I see a lot of similarities in Brooklyn, in a lot of Brooklyn, and in Philly. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. Brooklyn has a higher population than Philadelphia, which is insane. So does Queens, which is insane. But actually, I might have gotten that wrong. I think it might just be Queens. But anyway, I'm going to go into our skin. I'm going to start to just take some of this stuff out. John's a man. I think he was born in 1954. So I'm not trying to make his skin flawless, and nor would I want to do that for anybody else. I like pores. I like pimples. But I'm just, just a little zhuzh. I mean, come on. So anyway, John and I were talking about, Brooklyn and Philly, and for some reason, he has some familiarity with Philly. I forget what he was saying, but that was our point of relation, our point of sort of a point of conversation that both of us could talk about. And, I'm not going to say that we became best friends on the shoot, but as I was looking through the shoot earlier today, I'm like, you know what? Like, there's a bunch of really great laughing ones. There's a bunch of really strange ones. There's one that I wish I could show you, but I made a promise on the shoot to his publicist that I would not show it. I don't know why. I mean, John was the one who did it, this particular pose, but I'm a man of my word, and maybe I'm probably not going to show it. I'm definitely not going to show it today. But the point is, I think that as two artists, he was open to, I think, things that a lot of people wouldn't be open to. Like, I mean, this shot is sort of a good example because it's really, he's been in the game so long that it's not about how hot he is or how he's like, he seems like an idea man, and I think that's cool. I think that if you're an idea person, that means that you hopefully are open to other people's ideas also. And the best thing is, being on a shoot or being, any sort of collaboration is when that starts to go back and forth and you start to, bounce ideas off each other, and it becomes a true collaboration. It becomes a true child born out of, two or, more visions. And I think that's fun. I think that's cool, So I'm just, just a little zhuzh. I'm not trying to go crazy with it. I use my clone stamp and my, it's not a healing brush. What is this? What is this thing called? The patch tool? I use the clone stamp and the patch tool on the skin layer, not the texture layer. And it's just, just to clean it up just a little bit. All of us could use a little help. And that's all I'm giving my boy. Ooh. I like this track. Reminds me of New Orleans. A little bit of that vibe. One of these days, I've got to show you guys some of the stuff that I shot down in New Orleans. First of all, I have never had a bad meal in New Orleans, and I don't think I've ever had I rarely have a bad shoot, but I was on a multi-shoot, or multi-day, or multi-part shoot in New Orleans, which I will show you later is for A&E. Or I'll show you later in a later episode. Super fascinating. Shooting all the characters from the remake of Roots. We're shooting on actual slave plantations and shit. It was an experience that I will not soon forget. Very educational, very emotional. But back to our boy John. Now you see we're on the skin layer. Skin layer is always just a little bit blurrier than our texture layer. And sometimes it takes it depends on how detailed you want to get. But you do sort of have to retouch the skin layer and the texture layer. Like that's what this is for. This is weird. What the hell is that? Do you guys see that? Okay, that was just Photoshop 2023 trying to see if I was awake or not. So yeah, we're just, this becomes. I could do this all day, man. I love the. For me, it's sort of. There's a zen to it, There's a zen to this sort of. Removing this stuff. I love retouching, and that's what this whole thing's about. That's what this whole community's about. That's what this whole channel's about. And one of the ideas, one of the beauties in retouching is not everybody does it the same way. Photoshop has at least 10 different ways to do everything. So the next retouching channel you go to, they're going to show you a completely different way how to do the same thing. And, on some level, it's just a preference, Some people retouch for speed and bulk. I sort of do it to keep my sanity. I'm not a professional retoucher, but I can do enough of it. And I just think that, it tickles the painter in me. Before I was a photographer, I was a painter. And you're just kind of vibing with your images, I love to spend time with my images. Look at that. You guys see that, right? You guys see that, right? Hang on. There we are. I love that. Our layer of chess in the background. I like what's happening, but I think, maybe it's that. Maybe it's that, Hold on. It was something about it being on his face that much, Maybe we'll do something like that. Now my goal is I want to make this shoe look like a piece of I want to make it look like a piece of candy. Like, look at how red it is. It looks like a Twizzlers or something. And I just want to make it I want to make it look delicious, I want to make it look delicious to add to the surrealism of this image. Let's just help John out just a little bit more. There we are. There we are. You gotta catch them all. It's like Pokemon. You know what? Pokemon. There we are. There we are. And you could get carried away. Like I said, I could do this all day. You can get carried away with all this stuff. And I think that one of the secrets is having enough discipline to not overdo these sorts of details. I want him to look real. I want my photos to look real. Like this is something that actually happened, So I usually don't fool around with this stuff too much. You guys can fast forward through this. I should have said that. That's sort of, look at that. I could just drift away and just do this. But, see, I feel like I'm getting just a little greedy right now. Let me grab this guy. Oh, come on. Come on. There we are. Look at that. Look at that artifact. I want to double up on my texture layer because I like when things are like super, super, super crispy and sharp. I want to grab my lasso tool with like a pretty good feather on it, and I want to make a lasso tool. Where are you? Okay. I just want to go in here. I want to make that a little brighter. I think that might be the only area. I'll make a layer mask with some curves, and I just want to, you know, let's not go too far with it. Let's not go too far. You know, alright, there we are. I love where this is going. Now, with this shoe, give me like a 20 pixel feather, and I'm just gonna, like, my fantasy is making this shoe look like a like a lollipop, man. I want this shoe to look like some sexy, sexy food. You know what I'm talking about. There we go. There we go. Again, this selection, it does not have to be perfect. And we're probably gonna have to go into this layer mask and do something about the shoelaces, but for now, let's not even worry about it. I've got that selection, and I'm gonna make a hue saturation. What is, come on, man. Why are we doing this? Alright, there we are. So, hue saturation. Look at that. Put that saturation all the way up. Look at that. Hold on. Oh, yeah. That is funny. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go into this layer mask, and just like I thought that I would need to. You see what happened when we oversaturated this shoe? The red looks absolutely perfect, but it's also affecting these shoelaces. So I'm going to take my trusty paintbrush, make sure that it is on black. So it's painting black on this layer mask, which means it's going to hide the effects of the layer mask. I'm still on that shoe saturation. Ooh, oh God, come on, really? We're gonna do this? There we are, okay. And we're just gonna color in where this is too saturated. I know that you can't really see it, but okay, like if I remove the saturation layer, you can cut. Actually, you know what? We kind of got lucky. We kind of got lucky because it's not really affecting too much of the shoelace. I'm gonna do this here. Yeah, it's not too bad. It is not too bad. I'll leave it like that. Oh, you know what? Maybe, let's see, what's this? What's this? This looks like a little bit that we can do here. Oh, thank you. If anybody in the comments knows what that is, when I try to affect a layer and like a little artifact turns up, let me know. Is it like a Photoshop 2023 thing? I don't know. We are almost there. I want to go into, I want to do a highlight on this. It almost looks like a clown shoe, right? I want to do a highlight on this clown shoe just to sort of accentuate it a little bit more. So I'm just going to do a little selection. Do a little, oh my God, do a little curve here. There we go. There we go. I like that. I really like that. I am the kind of guy who I just love it's bizarre. It's bizarre. Sometimes I want, when people look at my pictures, I want them to I don't want to be an exact narrator. I want them to kind of fill in some of the pieces of the story. Like, what the hell's going on here? What happened before this shot? What happened after? Why is he so fascinated with the shoe? I think that's what makes, that's what attracts me to some images. You kind of, lay some breadcrumbs and then that lead kind of nowhere. Like, you let your imagination fill in the rest. We are almost done with this image. What I do a lot of the time is I'll put a black and white layer over everything and then kind of come down and see. There we are. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to try and do? So I'm going to do this black and white layer and only I want to say 10% opacity. It just kind of settles the image down. I want to take my shoe though. And I want to see what happens if I put this above the black and white. Oh, look at this. Okay. So I put the shoe above the black and white layer. Let's see if... Okay, all right. There we go. Didn't exactly work the way that I thought it might. What I could do is cut a hole in the black and white layer. Huh. Hold on. Okay, so I'll make the black and white layer opacity maybe 15, right? And I'm going to... Let's see, how would I do this? I'm putting my saturation layer below my black and white layer, yeah? And then I'm going to cut a hole in the black and white layer with I don't know, let's say a 30% feather. Let's see. This is the sort of... This is not going to work because I'm just doing it too fast. But let's see if it's something that's worth pursuing. We are artists. We like to experiment. So I'm going to fill this little selection with... oops. I'm going to fill it with black because that will mean that the black and white layer will not be... There we go. Will not be affecting the rest. So that's actually kind of... That's kind of cool. Hold on. Now you can see a little bit more. Is a little bit more exaggerated, the effect, but basically I made a hole in this black and white layer in order to sort of accentuate our shoe. For some reason I have an alarm set for 4:48. I don't know. Last thing that we're gonna do, I always forget this word, vignette. I got it. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little baby vignette on here. So we get our feather, maybe let's say 400. I'll do a big old circle around our protagonist. Now again, there's a million ways to do this. I prefer doing it by hand because I just feel like the human eye can recognize patterns and it starts to look like a machine. So go with this vignette. I don't want to vignette his hair out at all. This is nice. And I'm going to select the inverse. And I'm just gonna do my curves a little bit. Like I have everybody has their system, and mine might be incredibly simple, but I think that is something that I think that we're somewhere here. I really like that. Let me try to... Oh, I'm going to try and do one thing. See, this is the point in the video where... this is the point in the video where I get... what's the word? Greedy? I'm just gonna lighten up... It's gonna lighten up our boy's eyes just a bit. Just a bit. And I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but let's see. Please, in the comments, please tell me what the hell is up with that. Now we're not gonna do that's funny. We're not gonna do that, but we're gonna do. Let's just bring them right there. You know, just a little love for our boy John. I think we're doing alright. Do I love my vignette? I sort of love it. I'm just going to fool around with the opacity just to make it a little less crazy. And I think I'll give this just a bit more contrast. And then I think we might be good. I love how is that a pinstripe suit? I think it might be a pinstripe suit. I'm into that. I'm into how the randomization of our chest layer is affecting this too. I think it, I love doing sort of an overlay and a blend. It kind of makes the image cohesive. I think I'm going to call that a day. Why don't you guys let me know what you think. Here is the full frame. I love our texture on our boy's face. Again, with these artifacts. What the hell? It's so weird. Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool. If I were doing this for a job, I might... I mean, this is kind of nitpicking now, but I might sort of try and, you know... Yeah, we could do this literally all day, but my computer's telling me it's time to wrap it up. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. This is like redder than red candy clown shoe. Maybe that's what I'll call it, candy clown shoe and John Turturro. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I like this. I think we're successful. Wait. Don't leave. I totally forgot to show you guys the before and after. It wasn't a crazy complicated image, but I got to tell a story about a fun shoot. And I just want you guys to see kind of, it doesn't have to be super complicated for you to put your own personal stamp on it. It just doesn't, the images don't really need to have all these bells and whistles on it. These are things that you did. They exist. Let's celebrate that. Here's the before and after. Here's our boy John. I'll put this full frame so you guys can see. We've got all our layers over here, all the work that we did basically in one folder, so I can just sort of turn this on and off. And I think that we've breathed new life into this image. I thought it was interesting before, but you know, I always say that the image will tell you what to do with it. It'll lead you, right? And I think that we definitely followed this image's lead with all of our adjustments, and we just made this. I think that the treatment is as strange as the image itself, and I love it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm here for the memes, but I'm also here for the feedback. We're photographers. Let's talk about our work. You know, I love a good critique session. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Hey guys, so that was a good one. Again, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down there. It's over there. Definitely check my site out, my Twitter out, my Instagram out, Everything's over there. Yeah, like and subscribe. We're trying to build a community, community of artists, positive space. Let's talk about work. Until next time, this is your friendly neighborhood professional photographer, Kareem Black, signing off.